Before the video starts, I really want to say thank you to everybody that came from Jake's channel and everybody that took time out of their day just to subscribe or even maybe check out one of my videos. It means a lot to me and it motivates me to work on these videos even longer to make them as high quality as possible. I also want to thank you guys for the tremendous support on the last video, which has been the highest viewed video in the channel's history. For those of you who don't know who dividend growth investing is, I'd highly suggest you check out his channel. His videos were personally very informal for me in my dividend investing career. Jake runs a series on his channel where he reviews his subscribers' portfolios. I submitted my portfolio in the beginning of May, also known as when this channel was started. So a lot of stuff on here has changed, and I will definitely be addressing the stuff that has changed. This is the first time I'm going to be watching this video, so this is going to be completely raw emotion. Again, before the video starts, thank you a lot to Jake. He's gotten a lot of new people on the channel, and it really does mean a lot to a newer channel like myself that he would be so kind to mention me. I also have this little nifty tool that says 97.7% of you aren't subscribed that are watching this video, so I don't know what you're doing. Make sure to subscribe for more premium content like this related to dividend growth investing. With that out of the way, let's get right to the video.
I have an unhealthy obsession with spending money, but I have a healthy obsession with making it, so it's all good.
Hello, I like money.
10 to 20 years and eventually have a cash generating machine. I plan to get a job at Starbucks in November when I turn 16 and invest about every paycheck I get. I enjoy doing research on companies on my own. My current source of income is doing seasonal jobs and holiday birthday money. Thank you for creating these videos for me and other dividend investors. Here's a spreadsheet of my portfolio. I plan to start making YouTube videos soon under the name Ryan Dangler Show. Thanks. Well, Ryan, thank you so much, man. Like 15 years old, you've created a financial, personal finance YouTube channel. You're doing all the research yourself. Like you have a custodial account. That means you have really great parents. You're
131% true. I can't disagree with this at all. They've been super helpful with taking time out of their days to set up the custodial account. It's a long, stupid process. Shout out to mom and dad. You make the best steak ever, mom. I love you. Thank you.
Your parents have educated you and informed you on the importance of investing and financial education, financial literacy. All right, Ryan, let's take a look at your portfolio. You got the tickers over to the left and you have the sectors over to the right. It doesn't really show what your weighting is. That's something really important. You want to understand how diversified your portfolio is. You want to make sure you're understanding, okay, what is the percentage that you have in each individual sector.
Yeah, I understand the importance of weighting your portfolio, and 10% is the maximum percent weight of my portfolio for a top position of mine to take over at. I'm also going to make sure to keep diversifying my sectors in my portfolio too, so I don't have 50% of it in, say, technology.
So that's something to definitely take a look at. Let's see. So you got AT&T in here. You got Apple, Microsoft, Starbucks. Starbucks is a great growth company. If you're 15 years old, companies like Starbucks, McDonald's, those are the kind of companies that definitely should be on your radar. You also got AbbVie, Target. You got Realty Income. You got Clorox, 3M, UPS. You got Hershey's, Coca-Cola, Nike, Waste Management, Chevron, Colgate, NextEra Energy, Berkshire, Disney, Kroger, and a few others in there. So this is great. You don't have a lot of exposure to real estate.
Yeah, I'm probably going to add more real estate in my portfolio in the future. Right now, I'm just trying to find the stuff on discount. A lot of stuff is overpriced right now. So real estate will definitely be added in the future.
That is fine. So here's the thing. When you're investing at this young age, you're not going to necessarily know what your goal is, and your goal is going to change. And so I'm always a big fan of setting up your portfolio in a way where it creates flexibility for you in the future. There's so many things that could happen in your life over the next 10, 20, 30 years. It's insane. Like there's so many things that could happen. So investing into a company like AT&T at this young of an age is not, in my opinion, not the best thing to do.
I agree with this to some extent. I know AT&T isn't everybody's favorite stock and all, I don't plan on adding any more of it in my portfolio, and its market value actually has decreased since the news and when I submitted this email. I completely understand what he's saying. It's not bad that I have AT&T as my top position, but it's not. You could do better with the money. And that's why I plan on don't buying any more in the future and just let my dividends reinvest themselves.
You could invest into AT&T right now. You could invest a lump sum, and then you could use the dividend to invest into other companies. But if you plan on reinvesting the dividend of AT&T back into AT&T for the next 20 years, I personally believe that that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, the plan is right now to just have AT&T drip for itself for a couple more years, maybe 2 or 3. And then once, the dividend income gets to a substantial amount where I can actually buy full shares. Because remember, I can't buy fractional shares on Ameritrade. I know it sucks. I do plan on using, Chevron money, AT&T money, the money to go towards like stocks like Apple or more growth-oriented stocks that I might not be able to afford otherwise. But again, I do agree with him here.
I don't believe that that's the best choice given your timeline or your time horizon. Now with Apple, I think reinvesting the dividend back into Apple or Microsoft or Starbucks is a phenomenal idea. I think that is a great idea. Johnson & Johnson is kind of a something similar like AT&T. Johnson & Johnson is a great company, but at your age and with your timeline, I think limiting the exposure to Johnson & Johnson is important. Johnson & Johnson's great to stabilize your portfolio in times of market volatility, but it's not something that, in my opinion, you want to focus on heavily right now.
Alright, I kind of have the same game plan here with J&J, except in a longer time horizon. I plan on stop reinvesting the dividends in J&J in maybe 10 to 15 years. I want to build up a good amount of wealth in that position so where the drip is, $400 or $500 at one point. Right now, with those like $12 I'm getting from them, I'd rather just have it reinvested in that so my dividend payouts are bigger in the future.
AbbVie is a little bit of a unicorn where it has such great growth potential and it has a high starting yield. If you wanted to reinvest the dividend, I think that would be fine.
I love the way that I position my healthcare sector with J&J and AbbVie, which are my only two positions. AbbVie will provide the nice dividend income while at the same time providing amazing growth potential, and J&J will just provide slow, steady, and great dividend growth. And I don't plan on adding another healthcare stock to my position.
So this is kind of the trend that I'm getting on with the remainder of the portfolio. The question is, do you reinvest the dividend into these companies or do you leverage the dividend to buy shares of other companies?
The plan is just to drip for the next 1 to 3 years on some of those riskier positions like AT&T or Chevron. Some of the stuff where the money could be placed elsewhere where I can make more money. Reasoning for this is that the dividend payout from those positions aren't the highest right now, and I don't think it's a substantial amount of money at this point in my investing journey to make itself return on investment easily in another position.
So for example, AT&T, if you're going to reinvest the dividend, I think that's not the wisest idea. That's my opinion. The same thing with Chevron. However, with Waste Management or Nike or Hershey's or UPS, these are great companies to reinvest the dividend. So that's really the key thing that you need to ask yourself. How are you going to leverage the dividend? And what is your goal? Are you planning on never selling the shares? Are you planning on buying the shares now with the hopes of selling them later? In my opinion, I would do both. So like I mentioned, you don't know what's going to happen in the next 10, 20, 30 years. So why not set up the portfolio in a way that you have options, right? So for example, you have some holdings where you're like, you know what? I'm never going to sell Starbucks. I'm never going to sell McDonald's. Then you dollar cost average in those and you reinvest the dividends, and those are your core holdings. And then you have other holdings in there that are maybe, maybe they're your satellite positions where you're like, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to hold on to these forever, but I would still like them in the portfolio to balance out the portfolio.
I do plan on doing this, and most of the positions right now in my portfolio, I'd say 20 out of 30 are core holdings.
Now this could be a Johnson & Johnson. This could be maybe a different type of company. But that's what I would focus on if, this early in your life, and you are off to an amazing start, right? You are miles ahead of the majority of people here on this earth, right? Like if you talk to your friends, like the majority of people at that age don't invest in the stock market. They're not interested in it. So the best thing that you can do, in my opinion, at this age is focus on a few things. Focus on increasing your financial literacy, exactly what you're doing, right? Educating yourself on investing. And I promise you, as you educate yourself, especially at a young age like this, your priorities and goals are going to change. And that's completely fine. It's like you probably have heard people that go to college, they start one degree, but they end up changing, halfway through. And that's completely fine. That is what we call life. So focusing on your financial literacy at such a young age is so important, and also getting those habits, establishing those good habits today of staying out of consumer debt, keeping your expenses low, and looking for new ways to make money. Exactly what you're doing, man. You're going to be one of the very few in this world that reach financial independence, whatever that means for you personally.
See, money doesn't just buy you a better life, better food, better cars, better pussy. It also makes you a better person. You can give generously to the church or a political party of your choice. You can save the fucking spotted owl with money.
At a very, very young age. I think most people would agree with me that they wish they would have started at such a young age. Ryan, thank you so much for sending over your portfolio.
Again, thank you, Jake, for taking time to review my portfolio. Deciding what to do with the dividend income has definitely been a question for some of my positions, and this video really helps solidify my decision in the future. Not that it's going to change. Thank you for bringing a new perspective into my portfolio, and it was really fun reacting to you reacting to my portfolio. Again, guys, check out his channel, link in the description. With that said, make sure to join the Discord, smash the like button, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and have a great day.
Hello, I like money.